like. All right, almost there. How are we doing? It's always fun. Give a chance for people to come in the room. Come on in the room. Had like a church in the morning. Uh-oh. Phone is going crazy. Yeah, I got bird themes on this thing. All right. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Let me put my phone on silence. It's kind of like a Dave Chappelle show. You're not allowed to have your cell phone when you're talking about good stuff. How's everybody doing this morning? A little tired. A little tired. It's a fun weekend. A little tired. All right. All right. Crazy. Craziness. 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 Uh-oh. I cut my head off. I can't lean forward too far. All right. Let me find YouTube. Uh-oh. YouTube is off. Hold on. Where y'all at, YouTube? Everybody doing good this weekend. What happened this weekend? Anybody got anything to report anywhere around the United States Corporation of the entire earth? Hold on, let me see if I can. I got to be able to see all my comments. All right, I think we're almost there. Let everybody come in. Of course, the second fleet is activated. And then when the second fleet gets activated, that means a lot of po people don't get to eat. But it boggles my mind the things we accept. I want everybody to watch something. I want y'all to watch something. I posted something a moment ago. It was from, what's the brother's name? John Pilger. I want you guys to watch that interview John Pilger did on RT. It is one of the most profound interviews I've seen in a very long time. He done got on it, said the truth, called the devil's a lie, lying media, y'all lying, making everything up. But it was good. He did a very good summary. That's why I love intelligent people, because they can say stuff really quickly and simply, and it allows you to process it. Someone like me, I have to say things out, think them out loud, look at my friends' comments in the room, read some links, try to figure things out. John nailed it. He was just like, it's all fake. They're lying, making it all up, blah, 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 blah. So I want you guys to watch that interview. He made a few profound statements. Let me see. All right, I got my YouTube going. I got my Facebook going. I can see who's in the room. I can see some comments. I pressed that button. We've got some ships behind me. Oh my God, I saw something this week. I have to show it. I can't, y'all. I saw something this weekend. I almost started crying. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. And I know some people not gonna like this one. Y'all not some I think do me a favor, If you still feel that Trump is taking on the deep state, or you feel that Obama took on the deep state, or you feel that Hillary wasn't like the whole damn deep state, and just don't look at this. Don't look at this picture. Go like this. Don't look. I don't want y'all to look. It's gonna hurt your feelings. Just go like this. If you still think Tulsi Gabbard and Bernie and all of these people don't all work together with all of them, and they all friends, big buddies, homies, go golfing together, and that if you think any of those people are coming to save you, save the world, got some capes. Got a Thor hammer or something. Don't look at this picture. I don't want y'all to see this. It's going to hurt you. I don't know who did this. I think I got tagged in it. I don't know who did this. Where is that picture at? Oh, my goodness. I saw this. I almost cried. I almost died. Look at this. Did y'all see this? This is hilarious. Oh, my gosh. I saw this. So you can see who's... And it's so applicable. Whoever did this must have known what was happening. Must have known that the United States was going to activate the second fleet because the Russians is coming. Y'all know the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. They activated the second fleet, y'all. We spending billions of dollars. We want to get 300 ships watching the North Atlantic. because the Russians are coming. Now, and I'm not good on my politician. I'm not good because I don't really know all of them. I don't follow them. I have no idea who most of them are. I used to read the laws, and once I realized that these people are not real people, they're lying. All the laws are made up just. All right, I'm not good at that. Look, so I think, hold on, let me see if I can point. So I think that's Hillary, which is a perfect shot. This was a this is one of the invasion ships of World War II. I know a lot of people, they already left the room. They're like, oh man, he gonna talk that moderate stuff. He gonna talk like some of my politicians don't have capes and underoos drawers. Y'all remember the underoos drawers? What they call underoos? What they call it? Y'all remember? It's a little age. They used to make our underwear. They were the briefs, and they had the little superheroes on them. What do they call it? They call it super drawers. Somebody, y'all know. I have old friends. Y'all remember, what do they call underoos? I think they call underoos. Anyway, they had the Batman, Spider-Man. You got Batman on your butt, Spider-Man on the testicle or something, whatever you got. They're not coming to save you. And then I think, wait, I don't even know who this is. Somebody tell me who that is. And that's got to be Trump. That's Trump, dirty face. He got the war face. And then I think that's Tulsi, if I'm not mistaken, got a little dirt on her face. Like somebody put a little mustache on it, looked like she got that 1,000-mile stare because she been in the zone fighting. And of course, you got Bernie back there. Some people still think, no, Bernie, he's anti-war, he's pro-peace. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. That's not. Well, he may be. They all might be, but that's not how this world works. You know, you don't get to be. You know, you see who that. I can't even point. You see who that is over in the corner, right? Little Obama with a little dirty mud space on his face. He been fighting, and so I don't know who the rest of them are. But anyway, this was hilarious. I love this video. I love this picture. So the Second Fleet got activated. Meanwhile, in America and all around the world, you got starving poor kids don't even have bread, shoes, wearing socks for 3, 4, 5 years, and this is going to make America great again. This was going to free the world. They hate us for our freedoms, Bush said, and Obama. We got to find a balance between security and liberty. There's so much stuff on my mind. I don't even know where to start this morning. I don't even know where to start. Let me breathe. All right, let me get these people off my. I can't have these people on my thing. Y'all get off of there. Get off of there. All right, Second Fleet got activated. So we're going to send 300 ships to make sure the Russians don't come get us. And the really silly people who just don't understand that, look at this right here. Y'all see this right here? They want to convince you that this is how wars are fought. This is how we fight wars now. We got satellites in space, beaming laser beams, melting people, shooting the brains out like pew, 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 starting fires in California. Pew, pew, pew. We got HARP. We got drones. We got all of this crazy. The Russians got nuclear torpedoes that go underwater, pop up, and land on New York. But this is how warfare is fought. You know how all this got started? All of this got started when the Prime Minister in the UK said, Russia gonna cut the cable. I know, Russia, like, they didn't pay the cable bill or something. They said, Russia gonna cut the cable. They told America that the Russia was going to cut the transatlantic cables that allow for telecommunication. And so that it starts with fake news. It starts with a lie because Russia didn't say nothing like that. It was just a thought that they had that this might happen. Who was that? Theresa May or somebody? And now we're going to spend $100 billion trillion. You know how much one ship uses in gasoline? Do you know what sustainability is? And we're gonna ship them all, and then they're gonna do drills. You know, they got airplanes on these things. They take off. They use gas too. And you got people on the airplanes and people on the boats, and they have gas. And that just, y'all ever read the thing about the cow gas raising global warming? So you got all the people on the boat, and the boat got gas, and you got the airplanes, and they got their gas, and you got the people on the boat, they got their gas. And you got to feed those people too, and you got to pay those people too. And people get hurt and people die on the boats and training, exercise. They got helicopters on the boat. The helicopters got gas. They got little cars on the boat. You know, they got little golf carts on the boat and they're not electric. Nope, I got friends on aircraft carriers. Nope, they not electric. They got gas too. So you got all this gas like cows steaming, raising global warming, and this is going to help things. And meanwhile, you got poor people in damn Alabama, Appalachian Mountains, Minnesota, Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania Avenue, right down the street from the White House with the mouth open like this. trying to get a little rainwater because the water got turned off, and you worry about Russia cutting off the cable bill, not paying the. It's just silly. It's just silly. Y'all know how silly this is. It's and it's not silly. It's not. It's horrible. It is just horrible. That's why you got to watch that John Pilger interview. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. And it's only 20 minutes. I know y'all don't like to watch videos, but it's only 20 minutes worth of an interview where he just talks about Syria and Salisbury and Yemen and North Korea, and everything he said was spot on. Everything was spot on. All of this, you know what? Jimi Hendrix had a song. It goes boogie, 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 boogie. That's what Russia always. It's not Russia. It's the CIA. It's not Russia. They put on the Russia fur hat, and they go boogie, 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 and the people in America go the West. We so scared of Russia, and this is how this all gets started. But Jimmy said, there's got to be some way out of here, and there is. It is so easy and simple. You don't listen to lying journalists. They're not journalists anymore. They're just entertainers. They're actors. They get their acting degree. They go to CNN and MSNBC and Fox and all these news, and they start lying. You know what I was thinking about? And John Pilger told you. I mean, you have to listen to real journalism, but then you got to use some common sense too. You got to use some common sense. How is it going to make America great to let children starve in our own nation while we send ships? And all of this it's just a farce. I'm going to show you the news. I'm going to show you. It's just all a farce because wars aren't fought this way anymore. This is just to build up the narrative that Russia's the enemy. It's the boogeyman. We need to spend more on missiles and bombs and guns and ships and all this stuff while kids in every country don't even have food. And we're going to play this up. If a war starts with Russia, all you're going to hear is pew, 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 pew. You're probably not going to hear that. It's just the light's going to go out, and that's going to be it. And a lot of us going to die. Then the lights will come back on 25 years later, and then they'll tell us who runs the world. Like, that's World War III. That's exactly how it's going to go. But they do this because we follow it. We actually listen to it. We believe it. You love your president, so you cheer it. You hate the president, so you can't stop talking about it and fighting him on Twitter. Instead of people just saying none of this is real. They're making all of this nonsense up. All right, so here we go. Oh, good morning. I'd say good morning to everybody. All right, we're gonna do the news. I want to let me show you this real clip because I think this is probably the most important thing that I saw this morning was that they're actually like really seriously going to spend ignorant amounts of money. And here's what they tell you. So I always like to listen to both sides of discussions, and but for some reason, though, the Hillary voters, they're quiet on this one. They like this. This is war. This is delicious. This is going to preserve their retirement and the funds they got in the bank. This is murdering people. We're okay with this, aren't we? Not all the Hillary voters. Some of them just voted for Hillary because they're scared of Trump. Same thing. And then a lot of Trump voters just voted for Trump because they're scared of Hillary. But when that's all said and done, it doesn't matter who you voted for. We got to go back to having some common damn sense. But look at this right here.
The U.S. Navy says its Second Fleet will be back in commission this summer, operating out of Norfolk, Virginia. The fleet, which was eliminated in a cost-cutting move 7 years ago, is being reestablished to counter what the Pentagon calls a rising threat from Russia. At a ceremony in Norfolk on Friday, Admiral John Richardson, Chief of Naval Operations, said, "Our national defense makes it clear that we are back in an era of great power competition as the security environment continues to grow more challenging and complex."
All right. We are not in a power competition. Russia didn't say anything. Russia didn't do anything. Russia was sitting in their chair quietly while the teacher left the daycare, left the room, the kindergarten. And America went over there and started throwing spitballs at Russia. America started spitting at Russia. America started to lick the finger, put it in the ear of Russia. America just antagonizing, poking the bear constantly. America surrounding Russia, America, destabilizing the Ukraine and getting them to join NATO, and America, sanctions in North Korea because they want to be on the Russian border and the China border. Y'all know what that's all about, North Korea, right? That has nothing to do with North Koreans. They ain't give a damn about them. I mean, how many did we kill in North Korea? We murdered 20% of their population. Nobody cares about South Korea, North Korea, and Washington. They just want to have a border with Russia and China. That's what that's all about, a friend on the border. And so Russia finally, after we invaded ally after ally after ally of Russia, and then finally, Russia actually said, all right, that's enough in Syria. Like, y'all going too far. Y'all got to stop this dumbness. And they actually went in Syria and fought ISIS, fought the Department of CIA, and they won. And America's pissed off. But it has nothing to do with Trump, though. It has nothing to do with Obama or Hillary Clinton or whatever. This goes back to that statement. I keep referring back to it. But we knew we were invading Iran. We knew we were invading North Korea. We knew we were invading who was on the list? Iraq and Afghanistan. Everybody that was on that list of 7 countries we're supposed to invade in 5 years. Their project plan is behind. But this is just a part of that. So Russia didn't do it. Russia responded finally. And they said, all right, man, I got some nukes. I got this. I got some drones. Y'all come over here. Yeah, you'll probably murder us. You'll probably win. But we're going to put a hell of a hurting on your people. That's what that was about. Putin, when he unveiled all the weapons he has, that wasn't for the U.S. military. That's not going. You think they're going to fight the U.S. freaking military? The U.S. Hold on. Let me close this. This is not the U.S. military. This is not what we have. You know what these ships are? They look at them. They say, oh, the front's closed up. It's a missile ship now. They re-kitted and retooled them. We're going to go fight. This is not the U.S. military. This is what they want you to see. The weapons we have are probably 50 years in front of this. If you saw the actual weapons the U.S. military actually has and will actually use, the ones that the soldiers aren't allowed to talk about, the very few who actually get to see them and get trained on them, you wouldn't even recognize it as a weapon. You wouldn't even know what it was. You'd hear it go off in your neighborhood. We are always significantly advanced in what we even talk about. And so what Russia unveiled, that's for number one, and that's not their top weapons, but what they unveiled was their strategy that we are actually going to make war on the American people. This is what I want Americans to really process and really think about. If this actually goes where it looks like it's going, and we end up in some sort of a World War III type situation, no nukes are really going to go off, not against any militaries. The nukes are for you. And that was Putin's message saying, listen, I'm sick of this. The American people, y'all need to get control of your government. Your government is gone. You don't control it. And everybody all over the world knows this, but you dummies are still voting and acting like, hold on, where the people at? Where the people? Where the people? Nope, that's not them. Where the people? Right there. You're still voting, cheering and clapping like these people actually control your government. And that was Putin's statement. This is why I always say it. World War III is not going to be fought on Instagram. It's not going to be fought on Twitter. You're not going to be sitting there texting Trump on Twitter, fighting with him. Oh, it didn't work. You did this assault and it didn't work. Ha, 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 ha. Liberals, that's not how this is going to go. And the right, that's not how it's going to go. If World War III goes around the world, you're just going to see the power go off. That's it. You're going to see the power go off. You might die. Your kids might die. No food's coming in your country. The water gets shut off. You're going to have to survive. And when these idiots are done shooting each other, whoever's left, the lights will come back on. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish this because but you have to stop there. There is no aggression. This is, and it's not anything again. What's his name? Admiral John Richardson. He's paying a mortgage. It's not anything against, I have nothing against him. He is doing his job. He is saying what he is told to say. He is doing his, just like you. You work for a chemical company. You work for a fast food company. You work for Chiquita Banana. You work for Monsanto. You work for the Department of Defense. You work for the police department. Everybody's murdering somebody. Everybody is paying a mortgage off of forced labor somewhere or slavery or war. They're all connected. All big business are all together with this. So I don't talk down to the military. I don't talk down to police. They're paying a mortgage just like we are. But we all like to get high. We like to get high on our own little horse and get arrogant, like, well, I'm not the police and I'm not the military. They should stop it. Have you stopped? Do you actually, would you actually walk away from your job? Have you yet? Have you looked into your job? Who does your job get money for? Who owns your company? You know that 90%, I saw statistics that something like 90% of everything sold in the world is all sold by something like 10 companies, like a dozen companies sell 90% of everything all over the world. And you don't think that the people who own those companies own your company, and you don't think that your company doesn't buy anything from those companies. So if you really want to be critical of military and police and, you know, then walk away from your job. And then let's have that conversation. So that's why I don't get into that when people start pointing and fingering other people, but they don't check themselves, right? Do you use power in your house? Do you have water? Do you know who makes the money from all of that? Do you know what industries fund that? If you are a part of the system, you're a part of the system. If you are living in a cabin on the side of a mountain somewhere and you got some solar panels and you grow your own food and you do your hunting, whatever you do, I have nothing to say to you. You're not a part of this. You know, you are actually separated. But if you are gainfully employed, we're all a part of this. I'm gonna keep going. Let me keep going. I just don't like hypocrisy.
Russia's Navy has stepped up patrols in the Atlantic, and both Russia and NATO have been building up forces in Eastern Europe at levels not seen in decades. While Russia has fewer ships than it did during the height of the Cold War, U.S. officials are especially concerned about its expanded submarine fleet and increased presence in the Atlantic Ocean. But one military expert sees this more as saber-rattling than an outright threat of war.
I think what the Russians will...
The Second Fleet will be responsible for an area extending halfway across the Atlantic and will include a staff of more than 200. Diane Estabrook, Al Jazeera.
That's insane.
The U.S. Navy says it's second.
So, and that's what it wants to go to. And so, but the plan is, what is it, within a decade or something, they want to have 300 ships patrolling the North Atlantic, like Russia actually gives a damn and Russia actually is coming. So anyway, all right, let me see. I want to look at some of the other news. Let me see who's around. What y'all talking about? Am I off base? Am I crazy? Is John Pilger, is he crazy too? Good morning, Heidi. Good morning, Catherine on YouTube. I think the red threat is covered for our ability to counter the EU threat. They're building an army to enforce globalism around the world. Ooh, yes. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense because there is no red threat. There is no red threat, right? Putin is just a billion, which, by the way, he won again, didn't he? He won. He's his fourth term. He won again. So this man doesn't care. He's got yachts and ladies, and he got all his 27 virgins before this all started. He's friends with Putin. I mean, he's friends with Trump. He's friends with Obama. He's friends with Hillary. He's friends with Theresa May. They all go golfing on the weekend. Maybe sometimes they just decide to eat some babies or something. I don't know. I was watching Trish and Bish the other day, and they were talking about, oh my gosh, just the stuff that happens. They were talking about how Hillary Clinton has this worldwide art collection protection thing that they ship art in containers that can't be opened. So they can ship anything all around the world in containers and nobody can open it. I guess under the thought that, well, it's precious artwork and you can't open it, might get stolen. We don't want none of y'all slaves opening nothing that we got, you poor people, or we don't want the oxygen breaking it down. And I think the theory was something like they were actually shipping kids or something in these shipping containers. I know, sound crazy, doesn't it? Sound crazy, sound out there. Like nobody eats babies. That makes no sense. Does it now? Have you looked into the research of what they did with the mice and stem cells? Do you realize that they took, I talked about this, that's about a year ago. This is old research. They took an old mouse that was sterile with gray hair and they hooked it up to a baby mouse intravenously. So they were sharing white blood cells, stem cells, etc. Do you know that the old mouse became a young mouse? The old mouse grew brown hair again. The old mouse became fertile. The old mouse started wanting to do the nasty again. The old mouse its vitality came back. Vampires, it sounds crazy. You know what? This is why I say I think there's a truth. There's a little bit of truth to everything. And now modern science is showing us that, yeah, if you take a young person, and I don't know all the specifics, but, it works in rats. Most likely it's going to work in human beings. And you hook them up intravenously. Now, mind you, when they unhooked the old rat went back to being an old rat, is my understanding. But it makes you wonder. It just really does. I don't know. I haven't read the report and I don't know about it. But things like that, I'm just like, wait a minute. All of this is fake. All of this is false. Bram Stoker, all this vampire stuff. None of that makes any daggone sense. And all of a sudden, science starts coming out saying that, no, actually, if you do have the blood of a younger thing of your species, that stem cells get reactivated. You got that doctor. Where is he? In Panama. You have that doctor. And we have, in the United States, we have clinical trial studies now for that type of stem cell, starts with an M, where they inject in certain areas. This was good. This is what is his name? Mel Gibson, whose father was dying, and he took him down there, and the doctor in Panama injected him with the stem cells that they grow, a particular type, and it reactivates somehow. I don't know if it's your white blood cells. I'm way off in land. I don't know nothing about that, but the point is it brings about youth again. I don't know who else we got in the room. I don't know. I look at that. I laugh it off like, vampires ain't real. And all of a sudden, science starts coming out saying, no, there's a little degree of truth to some of this. Some of this actually makes some sense. It just really makes you think that we don't really know. We don't really know what we are. We really don't know where we come from. We don't really know how those people back then knew all of this stuff. And now science is saying that this stuff is, I don't know. All I know is psychopaths are real and they do crazy stuff. And if we have less of them, we'll all be safer. If we stop raising them to be and we stop putting them through traumas that make them, I posted something this morning. Y'all see that? I was asking a question. I want to know an answer to this question. Because, I love Dr. James Fallon, and I love the research into the warrior genes, and The Psychopath Inside was his book. I think about it. What if we took everybody, what if in order to have $100 million in the bank, to get to $101 million in the bank, you had to have a brain scan, a public brain scan. What if once you hit that level, you had to have a public brain scan, have it assessed and released to allow you to go to 100 million and two, but we had to make sure if you're gonna have 100 million in the bank, you go beyond that, it'll be a crime. Unless we know that you're not a psychopath, that you actually are not on that spectrum, that you have empathy and love, and that you probably mean that money for a good thing. I think the whole world would change. I do. I haven't looked at the responses yet. I have to go take a peek. But I think if we capped common sense, common bankability, resources, assets, acquired, everything at $100 million, and the rest of whatever you made had to go to somebody else, something else, whatever else, something good, some charity helps her, feed some of the kids in the Appalachian Mountains, feed some of the kids in Yemen. I think I personally wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised I know the brain scan is going to show. There is nobody that can have $100 million in the bank and people are dying all over this world because they don't have a piece of bread and some water. Those are not normal people. I know you, but Oprah, listen, just go with me. Psychopathy is a spectrum. But Elon Musk, psychopathy is a spectrum. Doesn't mean you might only have 54% empathy. You might only have 52% love. You might only have a little bit of compassion and aggression. But at some point in time, to have, somebody, I want somebody to do this. I got any billionaires that watch it. I want to do a test. Let's do a test. I want you to send me $1 billion. I guarantee you. Now I'm gonna keep some of it. I'm not gonna lie. I can keep some of it. But by the end of the day, I won't even have $1 million in the bank. It won't even take me a day to spend it. It won't. I'm a human being, and I don't really care about the crazy stuff that y'all care about. I could be dead tomorrow. I live like that. Like I live my life for today. I don't live my life for tomorrow. I don't live my life in fear of anything. Oh, the deep state gonna come get me. I would give them the middle finger, but I don't do stuff like that. But I don't worry about none of that. I worry about today. Like we were talking about this weekend, like this whole storing resources beyond the next season. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to prepare for this season. And anyone who doesn't have anything going through winter, we take care of them. That's what we've always done. So I have no interest in your money. I have no interest in your millions and your billions and none of that. I was on that path in life and I stopped. I don't want any of that. I looked at all the people who had all that money and I was just like, man, y'all suck. Like, you're not decent people. I don't like you. I love you. You're a human being. I love you, but I don't want to be anything like you. And I don't want my kids to be anything like your kids. I don't want my kids anywhere around your kids. Like, have you seen your kids? Do you even talk to the billionaires? They don't even talk to their kids. They just like put them in boxes and stuff and get nannies and they take care of big mansion boxes and they never home. But these little monsters are a mess. I don't want my kids to be them monsters. I want human kids. I don't want little psychopathic monsters running around chewing and eating on babies from boxes and stuff. Hell no. I want my kids to have some. So anyway, the other thing I was thinking about, but none of this surprises me. None of it. No, that's my point. This is where I was going with that. If the Clintons were involved in sending babies around in boxes and they was chewing on their feet, eating them blood transfusions to stay young, I would some of y'all would be like, shocker. Oh my gosh. Johnson, did you know they were doing that? I wouldn't. I would just be like, oh, really? Okay. I saw that on Trish and Bish. Oh my goodness, that's not, yeah, hey. My friends on the right said that a long time ago. Pizzagate, yeah, what happened in the UK? Yeah, hey, could happen here. It's the same brain that was in our brains. I'd be like, okay, shocker. The other thing I saw in the news this morning, did y'all know Starbucks and Nestle? Starbucks and Nestle. Isn't Nestle murdering somebody? Who Nestle murdering? I forgot who. I was trying. There's so much you can't. It's hard to follow everything. I think Nestle is like they're pumping aquifer. Are they doing what Pepsi's doing in Michigan or something? They're like stealing the water or something, or they're peeing in the water. Nestle doing something stupid. I don't know. They're killing people. That's all I know. You ever want to watch a good documentary? Watch Water Wars. Comes out of India. How Pepsi Cola and all these companies. I think was it Hershey? I don't know Hershey's one of them. I didn't know about Hershey. Hershey in my state. They killed me. They sent some people and some chocolate. They sent some people stuff some chocolate down my throat at night. I get some carcinogens and I die of cancer. I'm not saying about Hershey, but these bottling companies that go over to India, they were pumping all the water out, pumping it in the bottles, shipping it to the West, selling out the vending machines, and the farmers in India were dying, committing suicide because they pumped their aquifers dry. So I think that's what Nestle's doing in Michigan, but I'm not mistaken. So Nestle and Starbucks are merging. I didn't even have to take out my shocker face. I had it right here. I don't even hide it. No, my shocker face is right. I keep it in my pocket. Because if people, when they say stuff like this, you're supposed to be outraged and you didn't see that coming. It's just, you take the shocker face oh my gosh, Johnson, you're right. This is crazy. Whoa, how does this make any sense? I don't even put that face away no more. It's right here. I got it right here. I just put it on yeah. Because if you don't act like you shock people, they think you're a conspiracy theorist, and they think you think that money's destroying the world, and they think you think that the big banks hate us and the big banks are taking over everything and they run your country, and they do. But you got to put your face on every night. Shocker. It's no shocker to me. I know. Starbucks is a company, but Starbucks does great things around the world. Yeah, okay. So does Hillary Clinton. So does Trump, and so does Obama. So does all of them. They all do. I don't know. I think they might be human. I go back and forth on this one. I don't know these people. They're like Kanye West. I don't know them. I have no idea, But they have thoughts and they do things, and everybody's got a good degree of truth and they got a good degree of evil too. But none of it surprised me. But that's kind of what. Let me see who else is here. What y'all talking about? I'm running my mouth. I want to see what y'all talking about. Oh, my link. Oh, YouTube. Somebody on YouTube, right? Yeah, I'm on YouTube. People commenting over there. I'm watching both screens. Let me see. How do you get to me on YouTube? I'm on what's my name? John Finkelstein. Who's watching? Is the CIA, y'all here? Where y'all at? Y'all FBI, y'all here? I got friends in those groups, though. I got friends in those organizations, the acronym groups. They think I'm funny. I don't know. Some of them probably won't murder me, but I got some friends. They're just people, once again, they're just paying a mortgage, just like I am, like everybody else. It's everybody else who supports slavery and murder, and they live in the West. The only people that's not, they don't live in these countries. So they watch it. Y'all watch it. My name is John Finkelstein. Other than that, you can find me on YouTube. I think I'm Gerard Kenyatta Hay. You can find me over there. You can watch it. And speaking of YouTube, what y'all saying? I'm trying not to be racist. I'm trying not to be social media racist. So I'm watching the comments over there. Let me see. Everyone understands the entirety of Russia has just twice the population of New York. I didn't know that. While comprising 1/8 of the world's landmass. Really? We just wish to rape the Mother Earth. I agree, Miss Tree. Miss Tree One. I agree. But the entirety of Russia has just twice the population of New York City? New York City? I'm sorry, you hit that commercial. It's a commercial. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. My brain does stuff. I didn't know that. There's nobody in Russia. Ain't nobody over there. Ain't got nobody. That's probably why they're not responding. Russia got like 8 people in a gun in a ship or 2. In America, now they puffing up their chest. We got to be worried about Russia. We got to send ships around the world. We got to reactivate the second fleet. And Russia over there like, what the hell they talking about? They got like, they're playing with bears and stuff. They got the fur hats. They're chilling. You know what? But listen, sister, this stuff, I look at it, I'm just like, this is silly. All of it is, but we take them seriously. That's why I laugh at them. I think they're crazy. I think they're crazy, dumb, stupid. Anyway, who else we got? I got Norma in the house. What's going on, Norma? She says, I laugh at the president. And you should, girl. Norma, the president's not serious. Trump ain't serious. Obama wasn't serious. Clinton, you know what? Let me tell you something. I got in trouble this weekend. Somebody was saying something. Good. I don't know the brother here. Is the brother here? I forgot his name. I think I was saying something about Obama and this balance between freedom and security. We got to find a balance. I know. I know. I'm sorry. You voted for Obama. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of him. I'm not. When I say these presidents I'm not making fun of them. They're just puppets. Y'all, they don't do nothing. They do what they're supposed to do. That's it. But got to find a balance between your freedom and my security. No, he didn't say that. Got to find the balance. And I guess the brother hit me. He was like, yeah, we got to find the balance. I said, no, we don't. No. I was thinking about that half the weekend. No, we don't, brother. No. How about this? How about he finds a balance between your freedom and your security? Leave mine the hell alone. I have no interest on billionaires, millionaires, Wall Street, Monsanto, Starbucks, Nestle, or Russia telling me what a good balance is for my freedom. First of all, let me tell you something about your security. Your security sucks. It ain't security. It's not my security. All I see is your security throwing people like me in prison. Whether it's people with my skin or my head, whether they're very bright, whether they got blonde hair, they got blue eyes, or they got jeans, whether they got a mullet, whether they got some boots and steel toe and some sagging pants. All I see is your security throwing people like us in prison and murdering us. That's not security. All I see is Charlottesville. I don't know if this stuff is real, false flag. I'm not going to go with that. But I'm going to tell you what I see. I see people and kids being shot in schools, and I see all kind of craziness, bombs going off, taking our children, sending them off to war, blowing other kids' legs and arms and everything off. That's what I see. I don't see your security has anything to do with me. So I don't consent. I give up. Where Jessica at? Where Brother Donnell? Where Chris at? Y'all need to help me. I got a new friend too, a Jeannie. Where's Sister Jeannie at? Y'all know something about consent? Y'all need to tell me how to withdraw my consent from the United States Corporation of the Earth. All right? I don't consent. I gave you time with this security thing. This security balance between security and freedom. I don't feel secure. You didn't give me no. You know what my security is? My neighbor got a whole bunch of guns and tanks and stuff, drones. I feel secure because I know my neighbor. I feel secure because I got friends in the military. I feel secure because I got crazy friends with bunkers and bombs and guns and all kind of crazy stuff. I feel secure because I'm not scared of you. That's why I feel secure. I feel secure because I'm living my life. And when it's done, it's done. But in the meantime, I'm saying things that are true. You, NSA, FBI, CIA, MI7, 32, 45, 007, all of y'all don't make me feel safe and secure. Not at all. I see y'all, I go the other way. So I don't go to Baltimore no more. I went to the harbor once. They had men standing around these DHS trucks with the guns out, the automatic rifle. No. People in uniforms with big weapons. I don't get that. I'm the exact opposite of what you think. That does not make me feel safe and secure. I'd rather see an old guy running, what is that called, moonshine, in a truck with a gun rack and a Dixie flag on the back. That actually makes me feel more secure than these guys with the guns and the trucks and the uniforms. Because the guy, the ZZ Top, I know, I talk about the ZZ Top guy. That's okay. I love you, man. I do. I do. I feel more secure around them. You know, they at least are honest with me. Some of them are honest with me. You know what? So, all right, I'm not going down there. But this whole balance between security and freedom, First of all, they don't hate us for our freedom because we are not free. Kanye West was right. We are slaves, and we want to be slaves, all of us. Now, if you thought he was talking about 400 years ago like I did, because I got caught, I know, you punks. Y'all, I know they got me, my Democrat friends, they got me. They posted a clip of the video, made it look like Kanye was saying that slaves from back then wanted to be slaves. Now, that's not what he's saying. He was saying that you keep voting for slavery. And as long as you keep voting, and I'm not saying at the ballots, I'm not saying that, that's a part of it. But you vote every time you comment. You vote every time you like something. You vote every time you subscribe to something. You vote every time you have a friend and you're trying to convince your friend on the right that the left gonna save something. Trying to convince your friend on the what's the other side? The up that that the down gonna save something. That the billionaires on the down gonna free us. Nah, Kanye was right. We love slavery and we're okay with it and we're complicit with it. We live the lives. We don't want to go live in a cabin on the side and nothing. And so we're okay with slavery today, just like they were okay with the cotton fields and slavery way back then. You can go knock down all the statues you want. The reality is we're okay with it because we keep voting for it. And that's what he was trying to say. Now, the rest of the stuff about Trump gonna make America great, I don't believe none of that. That's just as dumb as Obama bringing hope and change, just as dumb as I'm with her. But actually, that was actually true, though, right? That was Hillary's standing point. She said, vote for me because I got one of these. I'm pretty sure she got one of them. I'll never want to find out. Don't ever send me no pictures. I would never look. I'd probably die on the spot. But I'm pretty sure she did. She was honest. You know, the other campaigns that don't win, we're going to be friends with Russia and this is going to be anti-war. Honey. You see what's happening? All right. Who else we got in the room? We got Tanya in the house, Halisha and Betty. Let me see. All of them are the secret societies who take oaths against the masses. This is a worldwide. Yes, Tanya, I agree with you. The secret societies are there, and they've always been up to some dirt. I don't really know what they're up to. They got wear hoods, girl. They go, where does that place that they go? They go down somewhere in America, and they wear the hoods, and they got the skull and bones, crossbones, something like that. Some crazy stuff all your presidents go to. They're like, yeah, that's just crazy Bush and them. Give it 10 years. You're going to see Obama down there. Give it 10 years. You're going to see Obama down there in his hood. You're going to see Trump next to him in his hood. They're going to be holding hands like the Rockettes dancing with the dead skeletons in the background eating. Ain't gonna be no chicken though. All right, who else we got? Sister Patty in the house. What's going on? Yeah, like I have been told, you have to watch out for the reptilian people. I think it could be true. I think it could be real. I don't know. Brother Mark Birdman. Walk, walk. Who we got else? Deborah. Let me see. If we look at it from other nation like Russia perspective, how would we feel if our fudging border was occupied any place by people who were known as warmongers? Deborah, you always say true stuff. That's why I know you'll never be a politician, girl. Don't ever run. You're not gonna win. You're never gonna win. You say things that are too true. If people are all right, Deborah, I'm gonna say it a different way, right? So if you live in a house and you got some new neighbors that move in and they're part of a cult, They got a whole bunch of guns. You see them bringing guns, and they got tanks in the yard. And then the next neighbor moves out, and then another cult member moves next to that one, and then another neighbor and another one moving that. Are you gonna stay in the neighborhood? You gonna leave, or you gonna buy a gun? You gonna make a nuke that goes under the water, right? It's just for the logical perspective of Russia is the aggressor is insane. We are the aggressor. We are the terrorists. We are the ones who are doing all of it. We are surrounding Russia, and it is completely in Russia's remit to respond. And that's what they're doing. Doesn't mean Russia's good. Doesn't mean Putin is good. It just means that we are doing everything. And by we, I don't mean me. I mean United States Corporation of the world, Earth, run by Wall Street, banks, oligarchs, societies. I don't care who runs it. All I know is they shouldn't be running it. We have to take our government back. But they're trying to start a world conflict, and they're doing a phenomenal job of it. Let me see. Sick big game of Risk, and we're not playing. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mystery. I know you, Mystery. Hey, girl. Nice to meet you. Listen, you have to laugh continually. You just can't be a part of it. You have to laugh at them. They want you to take them seriously. You can't. I want to do something. I'm going to do something new today. I'm going to mess around. I want to look at this. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I want to look at the news, and I haven't looked at any of this. I just want to flash some news up here and see what the mainstream news is talking about. Takeaways from the Rocket Game 4 win. I don't know who the Rockets are. I don't watch any sports, anything. I don't even know why it's news. I personally think when your country is at war and you're killing people and starving them, you shouldn't have any entertainment. There should be no Hollywood until your wars are over, but that's just me. Trump defends CIA, picks Haspel to head up the hearing. Trump defends the CIA, huh? Uh-huh. Trump fighting the deep state, isn't he? He fighting the deep state. Remember y'all telling me the CIA hate Trump. They're coming for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe they were before he was president. When you're a president, you get told what to do. You tell nobody nothing. So what else we got? 96-year-old secretary quietly amasses fortune, then donates $8.5 million. That's a human being. See that right there? That's what a human looks like. Just in case you have no idea, that's a human right there. What else we got? I like that one. Discover the only casserole recipe you'll ever need. Yeah, we're not gonna go there. I see a whole bunch of meat in that. It's not a vegetarian casserole, lasagna. I see a bunch of carcinogen cheese on the top. You gotta be strong. You wanna fight the deep state. You can't be on these medications and pills, and so you gotta stop eating that. That's bad news. What else y'all talking about in the mainstream? This is mainstream, by the way. I think all this is mainstream. Graying hair linked to immune response study finds. Okay, whenever they say study finds, I don't think it actually means anything. It could be an immune response. I guess it kind of makes sense, but it kind of goes against epigenetics and what they talk about, how we age and how the telomeres on the ends of the chromosomes shrink. That's interesting, though. That's science. I'm interested in that. I might actually look at that. Kellyanne Conway's husband takes White House to task on Twitter. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, I don't watch television. So I watch the shows I want and then I turn it off. And it's not even on TV. It's on the internet. I don't even know who Kellyanne Conway is. I don't know. Husband takes White House to task on Twitter. I have a Twitter account. I don't know how to use it. I post something every now and then, but I don't really know how to respond. So it's just, I don't know. Kelly wasn't there when I was born, and the Conways, they never came to my house for a party. So I really don't care. NHL. Oh, we got the NHL. Warned my card about licking players. Okay. I guess that could be some news. Is that maybe he got that thing that Tyson got where you lick somebody's ear and bite him or something? I don't know. Delicious. Didn't we just talk about this? The Clinton and the, and the vampires and the kids in the boxes? Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all keep trying to convince me. I don't know. Every day I look at stuff and I'm just like, maybe Pizzagate is real, man. Every time I look at this stuff, I'm like, wait a minute. How you licking people? That's delicious. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm not even gonna go there. We're gonna leave. We're gonna keep it PG. Anyway, an insane card offering 0% interest until 2019 and no balance transfer fees. Guys, go out there, get your cards, spend your money. Yes, it's a great thing. You don't have to pay any interest on your own damn money. Wow. Give me my shocker face. I put my shocker face. Where's my shocker face? Shocker. Wow, that's a great thing. You mean to tell me you get to keep your own money from something that you worked at, that you enslaved, and wow, that's a great thing. You should go get that card today. Come on, let's go get the boys. Again, you know what? I think when you really start to look at stuff and you start to have an understanding of how banks work, how they play people, what saving investment is, and it's just like saving up for the cotton fields, and how your own money's supposed to be your own money, and how corrupt and evil banks are. And it's just, I look at stuff like this, I'm just like, man, it's not even a temptation to me. It's like, wow, I get to keep my own money. Damn, that sounds good. That sounds almost like freedom. They might actually hate us for our freedom. People start getting to keep their own money that they work for. Go now. Hawaii residents warn as eruptions spread. Go now. Y'all better get out of there, Hawaii. But that's what happens. You live on a volcanic island. It's pretty and it's beautiful. Till the volcano starts spitting up like it's supposed to do, then yeah, you're supposed to run. I love Hawaii. I got friends in Hawaii. Hawaii's a beautiful place. A little too expensive. But look, listen. I'll never live in Hawaii. I love y'all to death. Y'all have such pretty skin out in the sun. Grow papayas, but don't eat your papayas because all your papayas are GMO out there. And they spray the kids. Y'all hear about that? When they sprayed was it Monsanto? Some chemical pesticide company was spraying some experimental chemicals, and it like made it over into the schoolyard. All the kids got sick. Yeah, this is real stuff. This is not fake news. It's real. So I can't. Hawaii's too far. They do dirty stuff over there. If they ever start a war with China, Hawaii gonna be the first one to fall. And plus, I know what Pompeii is, and living on a volcano, living close to a volcano, that's not gonna happen. Because when the volcano starts spitting up what it's supposed to be spitting up, where the island came from, they're not gonna come save my black butt. They're not gonna do it. They're not coming. So I'm not going to Hawaii unless y'all give me a helicopter. No, I'm not living in Hawaii. Your best mortgage rates for May 2018, I don't care about, because houses shouldn't have a cost. I don't believe in them anymore. I don't believe in mortgages. I don't believe in mortal loans. It makes no damn sense. A house shouldn't cost $400,000. It's just stupid. The whole industry is corrupt. If you look around, we got one of the largest homeless populations in the world, but America is supposed to be the greatest country on the earth to live in all the freedom. No, they're obviously keeping homes from poor people. There are more homeless people than empty homes. Houses should cost about $5,000. That's really what a house should cost. Like that's really what, between the labor and automation and what we know we can do with sustainable houses, hempcrete and cob and everything else, 3D printing homes. I have no interest in that. That's just stupid. I want to see instead of hashtag what was it? Hashtag boycott Starbucks. I want to see hashtag boycott every big corporation. That might do something. But hashtag boycotting Starbucks ain't going to do it. So I have no interest in that. Somebody died in the car crash. I'm sorry, brother. McCain says he regrets picking Palin. I don't even, what did he pick Palin for? Oh, is that when he ran? Number one, he had brain cancer. Why is he still alive? He's been complicit in murdering millions of people. He was instrumental in most of the war since 9/11 that's killed 5 million people. People, please stop voting for this man. Please. They faked his brain cancer, so now he's fine. Just can y'all stop voting for this man? He needs to be out the pack. There has to be a limit. Is there a cap? Can we have a cap when you are complicit in murdering 5 million people, that the people in their state don't really care if the Democrats or somebody else wins? They just want that man out of office. Anyway, like at some point in time, enough has got to be enough. I don't understand that. How to block the annoying robocalls that you keep getting. I know how to block them. I just don't answer the phone. I pick them up. And they start talking. Hi, are you having a great day today? It's like, yeah, I am. Hey, this is going to be real quick. I just want to tell you. I'm like, click. Okay. So that's how I block them. Anyway, that's it. I'm done with that. That's the news. I'm going to look at some comments and then I'm going to go. Anyway, Sister Ann and Sister Verna, good morning, good morning. I believe they're using children to find the foundation of youth, and I believe you. I think you're right. Now science agrees that these stem cells From babe, they've been doing this stuff for a long time. I think they've already found the fountain of youth. I think that they've figured out how to actually live forever. And I know, because okay, here come the Christian part. Y'all gonna be upset, but here you go. I'm gonna put it out there. When I used to read in Exodus about Methuselah living to be 900 years, and so how it was 700, and other people 600 and 500, 400, and some people lived over 1,000 years, and the Anunnaki and the Sumerians, people lived for thousands of years. I don't think that we know what they knew, and I think people, and now we know the telomeres on the end of your chromosome are why we age. We get gray hair. It might be an immune response. That might be one of the reasons, but the main reason is the telomeres on the ends of your chromosomes go down to nothing because your telomerase enzyme stops repairing them. You get DNA damage, you get wrinkled skin, you start getting old, your liver starts failing, your hair. Human beings actually weren't designed to die. You got telomerase enzymes in your body to repair all your telomeres when you're 90-some years old. The 96-year-old lady that donated $8 million, she has enough telomere enzymes to repair all her telomeres. We get old and die because there's something we used to eat that we don't eat anymore. That's why we get old and die. So the idea that they've discovered that and they're using young people who have these telomerase enzymes activated, they got stem cells that are repairing their organs and keeping them young, I totally believe it. It makes perfectly good sense. And I think in 20 years, they'll look back at us and they'll say, yep, I don't know why they didn't know that they were eating babies and getting transfusions from kids, you know? Let me see. Who else we got? Brother Joe Hickey. Joe Hickey, I don't know if you a brother or sister. I don't know. I get in trouble, but gender doesn't exist. That's why I don't think it matters. I know we're supposed to even say stuff anymore. They're like 27 genders. It's just so confusing to me. Citizen Devs. Yeah, I'm not sure what we need to care about them on TV for. Well, Citizen Debs, I think it's because people don't know what else to do. That's why I posted this article, this interview I want y'all to watch. John Spitzer, I think. I want y'all to watch it because the media continues to give us fake news because we keep tuning in. The media, like I don't have a choice. I want to look and see what people are talking about, but I look at international news. I don't look at local news. We keep tuning in. We keep talking about it instead of, all right, instead of something. You got to be careful what you say because you say things and then the people they got the AI that's triggering your words. People show up at your door and sir, we got to take you and do a brain scan. We got to take you away because you're a poor person. You said the word suicide, you said hang, and now we're going to take you and put you in prison for a little while. So you got to be careful what you say. But there was a time back in ancient times where we'd send out scouts to tell us what's happening in the world. And they'd come back, tell the king. And if the king didn't like the news, the king would hang him, right? And that's what we have. That's the problem we have with journalism. There are scouts. We send them out in the world to come back and tell us what's true and what's happening in other kingdoms. And now they used to go out and tell the truth because the king would hang them if they didn't tell the truth. Now the king hangs them if they tell the truth. And we are still complicit with it. We're still tuning in. We're still talking about it. We're still watching it. You still have people cheering politicians on television and leaders. And as long as you got people who are clapping, we're going to reactivate the second fleet. They're like, yay! As long as you have that, we won't have any freedom. We won't have any nice things. And but so I think you have to laugh at him. I think you can't take him seriously. I laugh at him every day. Brother Jeff in the house, good morning. And Diane, Dr. Ashraf, good morning. New friend of mine. Let me see. Organs are also being stolen from children, especially those of Syrian refugee children. Susan, and that might be the reason for all the wars, right? Remember when they used to post those articles, the news came out where, they were harvesting organs from people on vacation and stuff, and they were finding people and stuff and say, but that's not real. We found out that's not true. I think that they're grabbing these people and they're possibly using them because when you destabilize a country, you can do anything you want. You know, I'm just waiting for the whistleblower to come out and say that, hey, they're grabbing kids. I won't be surprised. How many kids go missing every year from foster care? And what was the thing in New Orleans? After New Orleans, they had so many kids that they just never found. They just all disappeared. I think there might be some disaster capitalism going on, fountain of youth, crazy, satanic, crazy stuff, because the crazy, satanic people, the ones that existed back in time where all this Dracula stuff started, that is real people. That was the real, what was his name? I forgot his name. We just had Jeffrey Dahmer eating people, right? Like, we know these people are here. you know, and the odds, oh, they'll never make it in government. Okay. I agree. No one needs more than $100 million. Thank you. And Sherry, good morning. Patty, I think I think that maybe George Soros is more than 100 years old. You know, George could be 300 years old, and we actually wouldn't know. They could have found this stuff a long time ago. Old dirty bastard. They have, I know, stop it. Don't say, yeah, he's not an old dirty bastard. He's helping people. Somebody said that to me. He's helping people. George Soros, the man that there's certain countries he can't even go in because he's known for doing what the American military is bought by Wall Street to do. He destabilizes currency and makes money off of people dying. That George Soros, he's a good guy. The George Soros that makes money off of playing countries' markets like day trading, that's a good guy. It's a good idea to make money from people dying from starvation because you play their markets. He's not even allowed to go. It's like 2 or 3 countries now. He's not even allowed to. They will kill him. They will put him in prison and kill him if he goes back from all the people who died from the games he's been playing all over the planet. So anyway, let me see. Patricia, good morning. Psychopath Bezos wants to spend his billions on space tourism for the rest of the starving Slavs. So sad. Yeah, Patricia, because we allow it. We allow it. Bezos and Elon Musk, like, they do good things. And you look like, wow, this is great. We can get up in space. It's cheap. We can go find some minerals. They can stop killing people down here. And instead of it to be used for that, they use it for psychopath type things. Now, all this new technology that comes out, we own it. Like I said, patents shouldn't exist. We own all of it. All of our ancestors made all of it. They just made the last little piece that fits on the top and they get a patent on the whole damn thing. Nah, your ancestors didn't make the wheel. No, all of our ancestors made the wheel. You know, they shouldn't have the ability to do what they want with technology. Let me go down in the comments. I'm way behind. And I'm going to wrap up. Let me see. Brother Jeff said, presidents are mere figureheads. Exactly. They are total figureheads. But you can't tell people who believe in him that you can't tell people who believe in Kanye that he's not a fool. You can't tell people who's the other guy? John Legend he was fighting with. You can't tell people he's not a fool. You can't tell people who love Oprah that she's not real. We have a whole adult society of people, adults who believe in these figures like they're honest and they're truthful instead of they're just doing a job and their job is to entertain. Same with the mainstream media. The president's job is to do what they're told. The journalist's job on the mainstream media, if they're popular, is to say what they're supposed to say. Let me see. ISIS have warehouses to process bodies. It's a huge operation. Joe would not be surprised. I'm not even going to take out my surprise face on that one. This is what we do, and this is what we've always been doing. Why? Because like Kanye said, the part that was true is because we love slavery. We're okay with it. Perfectly fine with it. We have no issue with it. Slavery for organs up. Let's keep voting for the same parties, keep voting for the same people. Let's not stand down. Let's keep working for those corporations. Let's keep working our retirement. Let's keep giving our consent for all of it. Makes perfectly good sense. Let me see what else we got. Move down. Good morning, Diane and Sandra, Tanya and Brother Augustine and Al. Yeah, as Mandy mentioned, Bohemian Grove. That was the name of Bohemian Grove. Like. Hey, Americans, cover your ears for a minute. I'll tell people around the world something else. Americans don't listen. Don't listen. Hey, world. In America, the leaders go to Bohemian Grove. They put on robes. They dance by the fire in rituals. And the Americans keep voting for these people over and over and over. All right, Americans, y'all can listen again. So some inside jokes probably should get out. Like, we shouldn't be taken seriously. There's something really wrong with us. Mark said, in trolls we trust. And yes, we do. Christine and Kay, good morning. I'm moving down. I got to get down to the bottom of the comments over my time. Good morning, Ty. Good morning. Hey, old news. Brother Mark said, yes, it was old news. Let me see. The more you try to block robocall, the more you get them. Yeah, Augustine, I think that's kind of how it works. They do have that, you know, they put you in the call. I used to write software for a call center. I used to be an operations center. But anyway, it was long story. I got sick of my professors. They didn't know how to write software. I was irritated with them. I've been writing software since I was 7 years old because I had a pop that was a mathematician, programmer, long story. And so I went and worked at Operation Call Center. But you're right. They put you in the call center queue and you stay there till you answer the phone. But Augustine, I never said I was that bright. I just don't want to talk to him. When you call me and you, hi, are you having a great day? And you can tell it's a robot. I don't want to talk to the robot. Let me see. Shouldn't crave immortality. Yeah, Ty. Well, I think they indoctrinate us to do that, right? Like they always want to get people to cling to life, like there's nothing better afterwards. I'm not sure I know what's afterwards, but I don't think it all ends at. I think we come back or something happens, whatever, but people crave mortality and they cling to life. And if you cling to life, you actually never live. It's like the guy who went to the top of the Himalayan, I'm about to say Mount Vernon, it ain't Mount Vernon, the Himalayan mountains, and he died, said, or he almost died, or something like that. I'm messing the whole story up, but he said, I went to the top of the mountain to live. I didn't do it to die. You got to live your life. You can't cling to this mortality stuff. You just have to live, and what happens, happens, and be okay with it. Otherwise, you're just taking up our oxygen. They're just dropping nitrates on the ground. And we need the nitrates. I was doing some gardening this weekend. We need the nitrates, but don't take up our oxygen. Live your life, have experiences, and come back and tell us something different. Tell us something new. Be a scout. Human beings are just data collection devices. Don't be so scared. Being scared, that's where we get in a lot of trouble. You know, a scared human being is the most dangerous creature on this planet. I don't think a grizzly bear has anything on a scared human being. Go live your life. Don't be so scared. Don't cling to this mortality stuff. Human beings, when they're scared, they group up. And when they group up, that's when they're highly dangerous. Be independent. Stand on your own. Go live your life. Patsy said, I didn't know you had a show. I saw with Rezeg. Yeah, it's not really a show, Patsy. I'm not sure what this is. Y'all, what is this? Patsy, you got to ask my friends. I don't even know what this is. We come on here and we just talk about fun stuff. We laugh at the news. We laugh at the craziness around the world. And we try to do the best we can to compare notes because they live their lives. I live my life. We come back together and we share the facts and information we found. We do crazy thing, Patsy, like we admit when we're wrong and we learn. We build on our intellect. And we meet people like Brother Rezeg and we ask him what's going on in his neck of the world and we figure things out and we let go of our indoctrination. We were all born in certain borders of certain categorizations and classifications that they all gave us. And then we just all talk and we all talk about it and we post. And for the most part, we're respectful, Patsy. You know, I don't like a whole lot of personal crap. And I think I have enough friends. They don't like personalization of arguments and stuff. And we talk about sustainability, green things. How do we fix the earth? How do we stop contributing to this unsustainable march and everything from war to Israel and Gaza? And, you know, and then we try to see things from everybody's perspective, right? Like we try to do these old adult things where we listen to people in Israel and we listen to people in Gaza and we put the pieces together and we try to figure out how do we solve this without violence, right? We listen to the left and we listen to the right and we listen to their real plights because they're intellectuals with real problems. And we try to figure out, okay, so everyone can benefit from healthcare, but they keep deploying healthcare in a way to keep people fighting because they make somebody else over there pay for it. And how do we get universal basic income and not just give it to one community, but make sure that everybody has anything and not make certain people pay, but maybe only the 100 millionaires pay and the big corporations. And what we're finding, to be honest with you, Patsy, I think we're finding out that the problems in the world are actually very easily solvable. And it doesn't take rocket science. They've convinced us that, oh, people have been fighting wars for thousands of years. But we look at neuroscience and we look at behavioral science and we realize that that's a lie, that the problems are actually really, really easy to fix in this world. We just choose not to. We choose to just keep putting duct tape on it. So I wouldn't call it a show. I don't even know what it is. I think we just get together and talk and we're learning. That's all. Just be wrong, talk to other people, learn, get smarter. That's what we do. Brother Chris, good morning. Good morning, Adrian. Let me see. What else we got? Verna, Ty. In fact, Brother Razeg was going to come on this morning. I think maybe he doesn't have power, so I may talk to him later today. Ray, he was on this weekend. He actually was at the hospital with his friend. I think you saw that. Brother Ray McTell, good morning. And Eileen and Deborah, trying to get down to the bottom. Okay, I'm getting close to the bottom. All right, last couple comments. They indoctrinate us to crave everything, keeping us busy, distracted. That's the way. Yes, Sharon, and they took over the whole world by doing that. They keep people distracted. They keep them focused on silly stuff, right? Like the whole Hollywood thing. We keep going back to Kanye and stuff. I think it's great, and I don't like to talk about entertainers because I really don't know any. But I think it's great when an entertainer says something real. Like every now and then, people say real things, and that's important. Now, when Kanye's dancing on stage, singing, dancing, whatever he does, rapping, I don't have any interest in that. Or John Legend, for that matter, to be honest. I don't care nothing. But what I care about is when they say something real. He said, we're slaves because we want to be today, and we are slaves because we want. Not everybody, the adults are. The kids who get trapped in these systems of these ignorant adults fighting, they're not slaves because they want to be. They were born into a time where the adults are highly ignorant. But the adults want to be slaves. When Trump said Haiti is a crap hole country, he said it's very true. Completely true. When Obama said we need to end the wars, that we have nothing to, this has nothing to do with us, and we need to stop it. Every now and then, everybody says something real, and I don't care where they come from, but they keep us distracted, and Hollywood is a great distraction tool. But when they say something real, we have to listen to it. So Patsy said, well, I'm very aware of what's going on, and but like humor, no, you love humor. All right, well, thank you, Patsy. Welcome to the family. Everybody say, hey, Patsy, welcome to the family. Let me see. I see you, Ty. Stop it. Ty's going off this morning. Be careful. Y'all be careful. Ty had the coffee this morning. Ty tripping out this morning. All right, let me see. Hey, good morning, Andrew. We just about to stop. What's going on YouTube? I'm sorry. I'm being racist again. I'm not looking at YouTube. Last couple comments. I got to get out of here. Have to learn to embrace self, be satisfied alone with self before we can be of service to others. Yes, Miss Tree One. We have to love ourselves. We have to be one with our environment, and we can't help other people if we can't help ourselves, right? We do have to go back to knowing how to love ourselves. If we don't love ourselves and we don't treat ourselves well, how are we going to treat everybody else? Significantly worse. I think that's how you have a lot of people who are okay with how the world is going. I think that's how you have a lot of people who are okay with the horrible, horrible things that happen in this world, because they don't love themselves. And if they don't love themselves, then of course they don't give a damn about Yemen. They don't give a damn about Gaza. They don't give a damn about even the plight of some of the people in Israel who aren't Zionists. They don't give a damn about poor people in the Appalachian Mountains. They don't give a damn about poor people in Arizona. They could care less about homeless people in San Francisco that are being chased off the street by some freaking robots. Glad y'all stopped that. Was that LA? I keep forgetting. But if you don't love yourself, then yeah, you're going to treat other people really bad. But that's why I always say we have to brain scan our politicians, our world leaders. We have to brain scan anyone who's responsible for human life. Because how can you be responsible for human life and we don't even know the empathy portion of your brain works? I believe in handing things to the professionals. And if the neuroscientists tell us that they can identify the human beings that don't have empathy, love, too much aggression, too much fear, I think we should trust them. I think that when your leader wants to run for something, I really don't care what they have to say initially. I want to see the resume. I want to see the brain scan resume and the neuroscientist report at the bottom says this person doesn't scored very low with love and empathy. Then I'm going to say, well, then why is this person in Child Protective Services? I don't want them there. This person scores high on fear and aggression. Then I don't want this person as a police officer. Then you take the person off the force, you go sit and let them do something while you delete 98% of the laws, and then you give them love, you send them to Tahiti or somewhere. Is Tahiti a place? Did I say it right? Aruba, Show him love. Let him have some fun. Take his family. Enjoy life. Robots are providing all the food, making all the housing and everything. Then the police officer, he takes his test again and does the brain scan. And that love is high at 98%. The empathy's back to 98%. The fear is down to 2%. He's, ready to go back into public service. And then we put him back in. Same thing with the politicians. It's not that we're saying you can't be a politician. We're not, it's not a prejudice thing. It's just that we actually are going to trust what we get from the neuroscientists, and that we want people who love themselves and are capable of loving others to run our world and to look out for our people. And by our people, I mean 7 billion. All right, I got to go, you guys. It is way past my time. Y'all have a good day. Love y'all to death. We'll talk soon.